All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Beautiful day, beautiful day. So lovely to have you here. My name is Zane Spirit. Most of y'all already know me. We've probably worked together, and if we haven't, I'm in gratitude to just share this sacred space with you all. Be open to see some things that you probably don't normally see if this is your first time interacting with ancestral energy healing. It's not like any other energy healing that I have witnessed before, but you may see some similar elements. Can somebody in the chat write to Jim Brooke and just let her know to come in and come back out for me? But it may be something unlike anything that you've ever seen, or it may be something that you're familiar with. Either way, I want to give an introduction about what it is, how it works, and what you may see here during our community event. So ancestral energy healing is a technique that is particular to tapping into my ancestral lineage, my DNA, and healing techniques that are within my DNA. And then when I'm working with an individual in particular, or even those in the group who are witness here, y'all's benevolent ancestors will be here as well. And so there's guidance on both sides. It opens up the doorway for us to look at the DNA to see what energy is stored in the cells, to see what's the energetic imprint. When you transfer out of this body, you're going to take the energetic imprint of what you have experienced in this life with you wherever you go to the next space, and vice versa. So coming into this space, you may have an energetic DNA or an energetic imprint that you may not be aware of, or it may be something in the lineage, in your family. Ancestral is also a lot wider in view than what we may understand. A lot of people only recognize ancestral DNA to be something that is of the blood, so like our mother or our father, but we are connected ancestrally to so many other things. You could have plant ancestors, animal ancestors, galactic ancestors if you're not from Earth, like there's just so many ties into our energetic DNA that goes far beyond just what we may comprehend and recognize in this current place and time. So it's definitely broad. And sometimes we dig into some things that may be a little bit unexpected, but that's really one of the things that I love about this work, is that it introduces us to some things that make sense for us, but we may not have known where it came from. And so I'm speaking that it will answer some questions for you all, or lead you deeper into your path, into yourself, and be open to be exploratory or explorative in your own life, in your own ancestry, in your own relationship to your energetic imprint as well. I began doing this work 7 years ago. Only 3 years into the ancestral energy healing technique, but definitely been spirit led for the past 7 years, living in this lifestyle and just being present with myself. And one of the things that I can tell you is that you are going to always be evolving, always shifting, learning, expanding. And the biggest thing that spirit reminds me is to be curious, to allow yourself to just be open to whatever the answers are. And sometimes those answers shift, sometimes they change. As you evolve and change, so will the elements of your life. And that is okay too. So what I would like for us to do as a collective is to get into our most comfortable position. We're going to begin with a meditation, and I'm going to do a collective channeling first, just to introduce the energy into the space. And I would love for all of you to join me in that. You don't have to do anything particular during this time, but I'm going to walk you through the meditation. Do what feels comfortable to you. All right. So what we're going to do first is relax the shoulders, ease the muscles along your face, Just let them rest. Allow yourself to become more aware of your body during this time. If you notice tension in any place of your body, sit with it for a moment. I want you to breathe in deep, allowing your belly to expand as far as it can go. As you exhale, just release. Release, reset. As you breathe in, breathing in, cleansing. Allow that cleansing to move all the way down to the tip of your toes. And as you exhale, follow the breath up and out. As you exhale, you may release noises, sighs, moans, whatever comes out, just let it be free. I want you to envision roots coming out of your feet as if you were a strong willow tree. Let the roots go deep into the ground, anchoring yourself in this cleansed energy. Breathing in deep, as if you were breathing in the most crisp, fresh air. And slowly exhale, releasing any tension that you feel. As you are anchored and grounded in this energy, I want you to give yourself a big hug and say, thank you, self. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being in your power, in your strength. Thank you to this body for housing my beautiful spirit. Squeeze yourself in the most warm and loving embrace. And just rest here for a moment. Breathing in deep. Mm. In this moment, to yourself, say something kind to you, something uplifting, something that you need to hear in this moment. You can tell yourself, you are doing amazing. I celebrate you. I honor the change and transition that you are embracing at this time. You are beautiful inside and out. I love your big and kind heart. I love your brilliant mind. Allow your words to follow your breath in as you breathe in. And I want you to envision those kind words just being placed into your heart. As you breathe in, those words just permeate, moving through your body, making a home in your body, in your vessel. Allow that truth to radiate through you as you embrace the kindness that you have given to yourself. Now I want you to envision this bubble around you. It can come out of your stomach, your solar plexus, and wrap around you. And what you can say is, I am now protected from any and all things that do not align with me. I am protected from any and all things that do not align with me. And I want you to see that bubble just getting thicker and thicker. Now I want you to breathe life into this protection. We're going to take a deep breath in, like the biggest breath you have taken all day. Let the belly go out as far as it can go. And then just slowly breathe into this bubble. Your energy is moving all through this bubble. Your power, your boundaries. It is now moving in your protection, all around you, which is allowing us to hold sacred space together while still maintaining our own energy. Now that you are cleansed, grounded, protected, I want you just to hold your hands out like this in front of you. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to go ahead and activate the hands. Keep them out. You may feel some tingling or some pressure. I'm removing blockages from the hands so that you are able to give and receive freely, to move in your magic and power freely. You have nothing to fear in this world. that you divinely create for yourself. Allow your natural abilities to shine. That is the transmutation and release of any and all blockages being removed from the hands at this moment. I'm also feeling pressure on the right side. This may resonate with someone who has a difficult time with accepting who they are and walking freely and comfortable in who they are, especially due to societal standards, family, whatever is holding you back from your truth. We're just going to go ahead and release that. Spirit says that holding on to the past is not going to help you shape your future. It's not going to help you shape the moment, the right now, the present. There's pressure in the right shoulder blade now. This is the responsibility that has been taken on by those, for those that you love, thinking that you will be accepted and find acceptance, find being worthy in their praise by being accountable for their actions and not your own. We remove that. You are only to be accountable for your own actions. This is why you may teeter into the middle of not doing too much, but not doing too little for yourself. Deep breaths. I want you to place your left hand on your heart. And I just want you to connect with the idea, the truth of you being worthy, being born worthy, born abundant, born in love. You may feel some movement of energy through your body. As this energy releases, allow yourself to be present with it. You can place your hand wherever it is comfortable. Both hands on your heart, if you will. I want you to take another deep breath with me, breathing in as deep as you can. Hold that breath for 3, 2, 1, and slowly exhale. Oh, good release. You can slowly open your eyes whenever you are ready. And just allow yourself to come back into this space. For those who are already coming back, I would like to know how you're feeling. Let me know in the comments, in the chat. Were there any sensations that you felt, any releasings that you felt, activations? Just allow yourself to be present. And I even recommend writing some of those things down that you experience. I cried and birds. Good release. Very good release. Good release. Oh, y'all, one of my favorite parts about that is just telling myself positive things, encouraging things, uplifting things, the things that I may need to hear in that moment, embracing myself in those moments. Like those are some of the most transformational moments I have with myself. And I love to share that with people. Jonathan says, I feel activated, felt pressure in my hands and right shoulder with added yawning. Good. That yawning, crying, burping, I'm missing one of them, but crying, burping, yawning, like all of these things are forms of release. And even you'll see during my ancestral energy healing techniques, like when I am pulling the energy out, the way that I feel the energy is I feel it in my body. So whatever energy is being held in those spaces, whenever I pull it out, I can feel it in my body. So as it moves through me, I'm releasing it and transmuting it. So you'll hear me burping throughout this entire event. That is primarily how I release and transmute. But feel free to release in any way that it comes to you. There's nothing wrong with that. And yes, Nebula, definitely make sure y'all drink water as needed. I have my water right here. As we release energy, that energy is your body needs to replenish, right? So like water, I recommend y'all get some fresh juice, like watermelon juice or really high water content fruit, cucumbers, melons, like these are just great replenishing fruits that can help your body to just stay hydrated during this time. And some of the purging processes for ancestral energy healing can be over a longevity of time, so it works differently for everyone. Some people feel purging immediately. Some people feel it over the next night. Definitely just replenish yourself, get plenty of rest as needed. Whatever surfaces during this time in this session, you are in a sacred space to feel these things, to explore these things. And as always, if you explore something in this communal space with us and you need support outside of this space, feel free to contact me. After the event, I'm still a resource to you. I'm still a support to you, and you're not doing this alone. So remember that as we get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I believe we have everybody here I believe we have everybody here that paid for the spots. We may have a few others, but yeah, we've got 10 people. I originally was gonna take 8, but I just had to let y'all slide in. I felt led to, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'll just go in order on my phone here. So Heather, Phil,
Yes.
peace, love. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you feeling with the activation?
I could definitely feel in my right shoulder. Like when you said that, I'm like, oh, yeah, I can feel that. But then I could feel it release. Yeah. In my
Good.
hands, I usually feel energy in my hands anyway. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Is there anything in particular that you would like worked on during this session?
Physical wise,
It could be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual.
okay. So I've been on my, like the last 2 months, I've been like totally cognizant and tapped in and manifesting everything that I've needed and
Mhm.
desired. And it's been awesome. And I've been in between jobs. I just got my own apartment. So I was feeling like, okay, I need to get like a steady income like right now. I went out and I got a job right away, but it doesn't align. It's my like my old world kind of job. So it doesn't align with where I'm going. And I'm not
Mhm.
quite ready to step into where I'm going. So I'm like having this like this feuding in my mind of like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this old way because I can just step right into it, but I'm not feeling it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. As soon as you were talking, my left ear was going off, and Spirit was like, you have to lean into your intuition. You have to lean into it. You have to listen to it because you're going to be at odds with yourself if you don't trust yourself. So
Yeah.
I got you. We're about to go into it, but one of the things is we're going to
Okay.
clear your ears. Um,
Okay. They ring a lot. They're full.
yeah. What I'm hearing too is like you've been getting a lot of animalistic and like numerology signs on
Yeah.
your direction, and you're just kind of like, well, I can't read. And Spirit is like, you can't be blind at this time. Like
Okay.
it's gonna feel uncomfortable in this place of transition, but just trust it, right?
Okay.
I want you to get into maintain a comfortable position. You may feel some movement through your body as we go through this. Just be present with it. And yeah, go ahead and start taking some deep breaths.
Okay.
Uh, 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 uh. Okay, I'm being led to go ahead and start removing these old thought patterns. And then Spirit is taking me through the like neurons and even like electrical waves through the brain. I'm seeing where there's like a disconnect from the fight or flight response, which is leading me to the adrenals. So we're going to go ahead and reset that and move through the spine. You may feel some movement through there. Uh, 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 uh. Ai, siam dua Teresa. Uh, There's a lot of pain in the right index finger, which is the Jupiter finger. This is the fear of expansion. You are afraid of your potential. You are afraid of not living up to your own expectations, afraid of disappointment. We're going to go ahead and remove that from the liver. And it's also in the right thigh. Uh, uh, that energy may be moving through the left thigh. Let's go ahead and move it through the feet. So I'm seeing the ancestors present. They're pouring this herbal water over you as if a cleansing, like a cleansing bath, is moving through you. And I'm also seeing them like combing your hair out or like playing with your hair with their fingers to move the energy out of your crown. I'm gonna go ahead and push on the back here. You may almost feel like you need to burp, throw up, or release through the mouth. But this is going to shake some things up in your heart space. Pressure on the left eye. Uh, uh, this is your fear of seeing spirits, but also not just seeing other spirits, but it's like you don't want to recognize when possessions or like attachments are on other people, especially those that you care about. It's almost as if you are blindsiding yourself so that you can still see only what you want to see in the situation. Spirit says you have to take the lens off. The rose-colored glasses have to come off. And this is for your own protection. Pulling it out of the spine here, mid back. This is neglect. I'm seeing an elder woman. She has gray, kind of curled hair. She's sitting very prim and proper. Pressure in the left big toe. This is going right back into the crown and back into the left ear, pulling the ears, energy out of the ears here. This elder woman is an ancestor of yours, and her name is Deborah. They called her Debbie. She's very silent, but it's like she's sending me these telepathic messages. It's almost like she has been muted. And she is showcasing these parts of your life where you have had to be mute, especially in relationships, in order to stop fighting. And I feel this directly in the womb space. Like, we're going to go ahead and pull that out. So much tingling through the right arm. This is like where you have stopped your personal power from emerging because you have belittled yourself in these spaces with other people. Gonna go ahead and pull that out from the womb. So Debbie looks like she's smiling a little bit. She's feeling this release as well. Your release is her release. And I feel like these shackles, like she has just been bound here by this ideal of what people wanted her to be. And that definitely, it's like trying to keep up with the status or keep up with the motion of what your family thinks they should be. And so it's like looks and appearances, but on the inside, people in your family are screaming. Spirit is saying we're reconstructing the spine. Shifting the spine slightly. You may feel a pop or a need to stretch. We're going to stretch the hips here. Shaking out shame from the right hip. You're going to have some added flexibility there. You did not have to endure verbal abuse, and a part of you placed yourself, so much tension in this left side of the throat. It's like this is where you had muted yourself, and you needed to speak your truth to abusers or to people who, it's like you were telling yourself, oh, this is nothing, like it's not abuse, but it was. And it's okay to grieve what you thought this person was. More tension in the womb. This is deeply connected and rooted. I see a cord here. We're going to pull this out. Lots of tension and pressure in the heel of the right foot. This is where you're feeling uncertain in your walk, in your path, like you have to stay put somewhere. We're going to go ahead and open up the doorways to your path. This is leading into your heart space. Your heart is going to guide you. You're going to open, I see a vlog, some type of video, YouTube, like something is opening up for you in the realm, like the internet realm. And this is going to also open up your gifts and abilities, like your craft. I see you crafting. and it's going to inspire other people, but you're going to do it just because you love it. And it's actually going to be a lot more successful than what you ever expected it to be. And I'm also seeing two other paths, two other directions that you can go in. So you're just saying that when you meditate on these paths, you're gonna feel it in your gut to lean into that path wholeheartedly. And when you decide and make that choice, every fear that you have had is going to evaporate just by the choice of leaning into your heart space, of leaning into just yourself, your own truth. Those fears will still occasionally surface, but as long as you are solid in your decision, no fear is going to get in the way, and you're not going to have to go back to the old life that you have lived. I just see your spirits, they're supporting you at this time. They're holding you close. They have their hands on your left side and on your back. And it's like they are just giving you this power, giving you this reassurance, letting you know that you can just surrender. You can surrender at this time. They're saying that you need an added extra layer of protection in your everyday practice. And I'm seeing sigils, working with sigils, putting sigils on your wall, on your bed frame, underneath the bed before you go to sleep. This is going to help you to avoid nightmares, like night attachments, things that come and follow you in the realm, in the dream realm. I'm just covering and coating you in more protection here. I see you feeling being very grounded, being very connected to the earth. Nature is supporting you. I see butterflies, dragonflies, birds, lots of winged elements. Spirit is giving you these messengers to let you know that you can fly. You can just allow yourself to do it's going to be natural to you. It's not like you're growing wings for the first time. You're just using them. You're going to just lean into using them. All right. I'm sealing this work here now. All right. I am now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. I thank you for allowing me to hold sacred space with you, love.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I could feel it like in my back and just the Jupiter finger especially. Yeah.
Good, good. How is that resonating with you so far?
Oh, yeah, it makes total sense. Yeah. Because I know it's like the fears that are like holding me back, like the fear of not being able to make it on my own and what I want to do.
The big thing that,
Thank you.
of course, the big thing too is just remember that you're not doing it alone. Like you have a whole team, and you
Yeah.
lean into that. Just because it's not physical support does not mean that you're not going to be provided with the support.
Yeah, I've been trying to remember that lately, and I have kind of reached out more than I ever have before. Just like, hey, thank you. I need some help here. Just trying to remember that over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that reminder too.
Of course, get you plenty of rest and water as needed. Let me know if I can support you in any other way.
Will do. Thank you again.
Of course. Thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the next person that we have, Isaac. Isaac, how are you doing today?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Wonderful. Wonderful,
Have
wonderful. Is there
a
anything?
beautiful day.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. My apologies.
It's a beautiful day, you know.
Yes, it is beautiful. Is there anything in particular that you would like to work on?
Um, well, I was talking about it with Abby, and she was saying my solar plex should be worked on. So that, and I mean, physically, I mean, my left shoulder is pretty tense all the time. And yeah, I mean, that's about it,
Okay.
really.
You do you have stiffness in your upper back, like with that shoulder?
No, not really. It's like aching pain, pretty much.
Okay, I got you. All right. So go ahead and take a big deep breath and just allow yourself to be open to receive. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so immediately Spirit is showing me, so you have these two spirits that stepped forward. One of them actually looks very similar to you. This looks like a grandfather type of figure. Another one is a chief. This feels very past life related to you. And I'm also seeing like, it seems like Aztec type of symbols. And I'm also seeing these stone pyramids. And I see this boy with a backpack on, similar to a backpack, and he is moving through this forest, this rainforest, and he's touching the leaves. He's looking up at these tall trees. He's being immersed, like feeling some leftover raindrops coming off of the trees and just being very present with the sounds of wildlife there. And Spirit is ushering you to take this journey into nature, possibly even going into South America and going into those like roots. And I'm feeling like this pressure on the right side of the head. And this is very symbolic to using your discernment and like maybe even also being at odds with your logic mind. Like that doesn't, oh, like why would I do that? Or, maybe I'm not in a position to just go and do that. And Spirit is like, you are in your own way from achieving what is calling to your spirit by making up all of these things in your mind of what you need to have done before doing that. And you're creating all these rules and regulations, these stipulations, these limitations on what you can and can't do based on all these physical things. And Spirit is saying, stop, just breathe and listen to the call to move in nature, to go off grid. If that's what you're trying to do, just do it. There needs to be action. You are planning so much, so thoroughly about, or like racking your brain, maybe even not getting into the planning step fully, because in your mind, you still have these limitations of what you have to do first. So we're going to go ahead and pull out all of these things that are just keeping you from listening to your inner voice, your solid inner voice that rings true throughout your whole body. And I see it moving into, it's like a gold line from the top of your head into your heart. And we're going to go ahead and solidify this, and it may even vibrate. You may even feel vibrations through the body, through this gold line. And this is telling you to access your voice. I'm also seeing where you are a singer at heart. Like you sing your ancestral songs, like humming, singing, chanting. Like this is something that is natural to your spirit, something that naturally you can lean into. I'm also feeling a lot of pressure in the womb space, where you have just been in a like intimacy and getting into the truth, maybe even sexuality issues in the past, or looking at yourself from a different lens, getting more intimate with yourself from a different viewpoint, like not just on a urge, like physical urge type of way, but leaning into the spiritual side of intimacy. What are you manifesting? What are you creating? What is your creation looking like? Are you willing to lean into your womb so that you can create the life that you see for yourself? We're going to go ahead and pull out these blockages. I'm also seeing HPV somewhere in your lineage, your line. We're going to go ahead and pull that out. You may not be directly dealing with that, or you may have had contact with that in the past. Placing the hand on your heart.
uh, 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 uh,
I see lots of pressure in the Apollo finger. This is the ring finger. This is actually connected to the heart space, but this is also connected to how you show up, how you allow yourself to shine. Also, your inner child. The inner child in you is saying, no one's listening to me. No one can hear me. This may also be why you either mute yourself, or whenever you feel conflict, you may even start noticing it rising up in you, all of this frustration. You need an outlet. You need an outlet. I'm seeing anger in the liver. We're going to pull this out. Spirit is working on expanding your emotional intelligence. We're going through the digestive system. We're going to go ahead and remove parasites from the digestive in the intestines. Lots of pressure in the shoulder blade on the right side. This is the pinpoint of that tension that's in your actual shoulder. It's on both sides, actually. I'm hearing that you had to grow up too fast. You had to be the one for people to lean on too fast. There's a lot of pressure in the right hand. This is a resistance to give, in fear of being hurt or not received in the way that you give. Spirit says, remember that you giving is an expression of yourself, and not everyone is going to receive what you give in the way that you want to give it. And that is okay. There needs to be acceptance opening up in the heart space for this. Removing old thought patterns. I see you moving soon. Releasing responsibility and pressure off of the shoulders. Where it says, do not forget to play, to have fun, to allow yourself to be immersed in the things that bring joy. We're going to go ahead and go into this solar plexus. What I see here is a dimmed light that stops you from feeling confident in yourself, and even like not accepting of the way you look, not accepting of your body. Spirit is saying that your inner voice needs to ring with the most loving things that you could say to yourself. If you're thinking, oh, I'm just being stupid, or oh, like that was silly of me, or I can't believe I did that, or I'm always making these mistakes, and Spirit is like, no, Speak kindly to you. Speak highly of you. You are worthy. You are loved. Any decision that you make, it may feel like a mistake, but let me tell you, that's the lesson and the blessing that you needed. There is no right or wrong in your life. There is only the experience. And if you can see the experience for what it can bring you, you are going to be like just nurtured with all of that raw material that comes from that experience. The lesson, the blessing, the connection, the realization that comes from your decisions. There's no need for you to hold guilt or shame for the things that you've done. We're going to go ahead and reset the throat here so that you can be more in tune with that inner voice and speak more confidently to yourself. I also see working hands, woodworking hands. If you're not working on wood, Spirit says that wood is going to help ground you. Like woodsmith possibly could be something that's you've done before or have interest in, or even in your DNA. Like wood crafting, I'm even seeing you with a knife just carving the wood, like just very immersed, almost like you're building a little house with this wood and these carvings. You need to get physically active with your hands in that way, in a creative way, so that you can activate the life, like showcase in your art what kind of life you want to live. So if you are envisioning something for yourself, your life is gonna imitate the art, and the art is gonna imitate the life. So allow it to speak to what you are manifesting, what you are creating and cultivating in your life at this time. We're gonna go ahead and just move the energy out of the feet. I don't know if you had like a stomach injury, a stomach bug, but the ancestors and I, it's like we're putting this patch over the stomach, a healing medicine patch with herbs and just allowing that energy to penetrate the stomach. This is also going to cause a detoxing in the stomach. This is going to also correlate deeper into your brain so that you can think more positively about yourself and your life and start shifting those limitations in your mind. But it also feels like this patch is healing something that has been causing you issues or some type of injury that never properly healed in the past. I'm placing protection around you. They're also telling me to clear the third eye. I'm gonna blow into it. All right. I am now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. Thank you for allowing me to be present during this session.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I mean, just a little lightheaded. I need to get some food in me probably and some more water, but I mean, other than that, I feel good.
Good. Good. As things move through you, resonate with you, feel free to come talk to me anytime.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a few things. So yeah,
Okay.
there'll be more in the future for sure.
Sounds good. Thank you for allowing me to hold space with you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. All right, let's see. The next person, we're gonna bring Purple Cosmos on. Jordy, I don't know if you wanted me to say your real name on here or not. Peace. Okay. So you can unmute if you want to speak, or you can just message on the chat if you would like. But yeah, you are our next person. Is there anything in particular that you would like to work on, love?
Everything.
Not everything.
Everything.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. I had a little bit of a head cold. I'm like, where did this come from? This is a perfect day to do some healing. Hold up. So I guess mostly a lot of things that have been coming up have been emotional things, like triggers and past traumas that just,
Mhm.
their ugly face. You thought that they've been like chilling for a while.
Yeah.
So those types of things. And I kind of want to, I don't know which direction I want to go when it comes to like finances and like new career opportunities. I'm just kind of like, I don't know how to go about, because I know like there's a change coming and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, I know it's coming. I can feel it coming. Like my whole world's going to be flipped upside down. And I don't want to have these reactions because I'm not prepared. So I feel like I'm kind of worried in that aspect. And I don't want to be worried. I don't want to feel like uncertainty and stuff like that when I know I don't need to feel that way.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Well, go ahead and get into your most comfy position.
Okay.
We're going to take some deep breaths. And as you feel and release, just be present with those feelings as they surface. I feel a lot of pressure in the very back of the heart space. And what is surfacing is like these doors that need to open. Almost like you're shedding light, like you have an attic that has not seen the day of light in a long time. And this is bringing up even like old things that you dealt with in previous relationships from a long time ago, like long-standing connections, fears about just like deceit or not being heard or not being on the same page. And you're questioning if you are ready to be in a place of not just receiving love, but giving it. Like, is my love enough? Is it reaching in the most tender way? Is it open? Is it kind? Is it free? And Spirit is saying that these things have to come forth so that you can address them. And do not have fear or doubt in correlation to how beautiful and prosperous and expansive your love is, your presence is in people's lives. You walk into a space in someone else's space and you immediately bring this knowledge, this light, this love into the space. And I'm seeing that you are this walking light. And sometimes because you are the walking light, you're like, what is up with all this darkness? And you're not seeing that you don't have to have the light outside of you. It's within you. It is you. And that often can blind you from not being able to see your truth, from being able to see how you are just naturally ready for what is coming to you, for what is being opened up for you. Those doors that are opening, not only is it releasing some old fears, but it's opening up opportunity. It's making room for the abundance to plant itself into, like, these seeds are growing and they're fruiting. into something prosperous. I also feel a lot of like wavering emotion with the father, and I feel this also tension in the left ear. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. You may have some emotions surface with Spirit says that you cannot be fathered by a partner. And you don't want to be fathered by a partner, but the inner child you is kind of looking around like almost like you're in this place of like seeking that, but knowing adult you knows like that's not what you want. So it's this part of your inner child that needs to be nourished, and you need to have that conversation with your inner child about your father, about your connection with the masculine, even like feeling safe in a space with men. And you have cultivated a lot of those really great connections in your life from that space, but just revisiting your inner child and telling her she's safe, she's okay. She doesn't need to be like, look at you now, like she doesn't need to be fathered. And there may be some expectations there that are seeping into the relationships that you have. We're going to go ahead and move this energy out through the feet. I feel pressure on the side of the neck on the left side from the ear all the way down. So we're going to move this out. I'm also going into the sinuses here. Lots of pressure in the top of the crown. We're going to move this out as well. Oh, big release. Okay. Spirit is having me go down into your nervous system. Okay, repairing some of the cells in the nervous system. Spirit is saying that this head cold is a detoxing, and it is also asking for you to release the things that you are overthinking about. Lots of pressure in the front of the throat on the right side. Pulling this out here. You have to be able to speak your desires, what you want. Spirit is also, what is coming to the surface here is that you know the change is coming and you don't want to be forced into the change, but your spirit team is just kind of looking at you like you do realize that you're the one who has ushered in this change for years, for a long time, and you've been waiting on it. You've been in preparation, so it's not like you have to necessarily get any more prepared. You're already being prepared. So I'm seeing a house and I'm seeing like a retreat space, but I'm also seeing a refuge space, a rehabilitation space, a healing space. This is where you need to pour your energy into. And you have to stop being afraid of big money. Like you know money from hard work, and you even know money from not working very hard, but you have still in your mind capped this money to a certain amount or to what seems feasible to you. But Spirit says you have to start thinking billions. You have minimized what you can earn in your mind, in your subconscious mind. We're pulling that thought out. We're pulling that out. We're reprogramming that because that's not even relevant. You are a part of a mogul society. That's what I'm hearing. Mogul society. Mogul society. And this like I'm also hearing like tribe vibes. And this family that you are immersed into is ready. Even though y'all may not think y'all are ready, because the time is about to change in the world, and y'all are going to be required. Y'all are going to be necessary for what is about to happen. So being able to just be in position for that. I see you getting some paperwork ready. I even see you getting ready to, okay, so I see some options here. So I see you selling your house, but I also see you Airbnb-ing your house, or like offering your house, like you're moving out of your house, but you're either going to sell it or you're going to offer it as a space and do something with that space. And I'm seeing you packing your box, like putting things in boxes. This is not going to be an immediate change, but if you want to start getting ready, start going to get some boxes. Start going to get containers to place your things in, getting rid of things you don't use, getting rid of things that don't serve you anymore. Getting ready to shift into the space of being very hands-on with what you have been working towards off to the side so far. You definitely are doing a career shift, and it's like you're overthinking your career shift. We're going to pull this out the root and out of the mind. I see a cord between the root and the mind. We're going to pull that out, and I'm just going to streamline that energy through your entire body, inside of you and not outside of you, because this cord outside of you connecting those two is saying that your stability is dependent on outside things, and that is what is implanted in your mind. Clearing the solar plexus. What is cool about your solar plexus is it's like, I see water in your solar plexus, but there's like a sun behind the water, like in the water. And that may not make sense on the outside, but what this means is that I see these two elements working together to fuel what you do. So connecting the water and the fire together. And although it may sound like they are counteractive, think about how heat, like water, reacts to heat. It can evaporate into steam, it can boil. They used to do steam engines, like to get things moving, trains, movement. So fire and water can go together, but a part of you is in this place of trying to ground it into something that is not stable. Like you want to be in this stable place. Spirit is saying you need to expand and use the air, use the movement, use the fire, and allow yourself to deliver that message through the water. Use your elements to your advantage. Transmute through the elements that live within you. So if you've got fire, use it to burn. Use it to amplify, to get your message across quickly. Use the water to cleanse, to purify, to even make waves and tsunamis in spaces that it needs to cool down. Or morph these, transmute these, make it into steam, make it into air. Let your message go beyond the ethers. It's like a part of you has this disconnect in your abilities, and you're well-rounded, you're full-circled. And I'm seeing that this is like opening up this golden heart. It's opening up this golden heart, and it's telling you to lean into that. Lean into that. And I keep hearing shelter, shelter, shelter. Also look into underground tunnels, underground roadways. This is going to be significant to your mission. Okay. So spirit is leading me back into the lungs. You may feel some mucus come out. We're strengthening the lungs here. Spirit says you need to take deeper breaths throughout your day so that your body is getting proper amounts of oxygen. Okay. So your spirit team is just looking at you like, yeah, the ball is in your hands. It's your court. What you want to do with it, you've already been preparing for it. You've already been preparing. Now you have to trust. And you just have to do it. And a part of you views yourself as lazy. You have to remove that thought. Stop saying that you just want to lay around. Although, yes, you may just want to lay around, there's going to be a season where you're not. And you know that that season is coming. You will be doing more, just in general, you will be doing more. And so you will be supplied with the energy to do those things. This is activating the DNA. You're also being asked to rest while you can. Rest while you can. You will rest again. Like, they're not saying this to say like you're just gonna be up and moving for the rest of your life nonstop, but you're just about to approach a season that's very movement oriented. So rest now, sit down, reflect, go back into your meditations. Go back, and I'm seeing you doing some scribing, channeled writing. You'll be using that as a medium to get your messages across. Okay. They're asking me to go ahead and close it up. I'm going to close my portals. I am no longer energetically available. All right. Thank you for allowing me to hold sacred space with you, love. How are you feeling?
Thank you for that. I appreciate you always. You always make me cry every time. But I feel better. I feel like I needed that confirmation because you said everything that like everything. I was like, dang, this is stuff I've been talking about for 7 years now since I started this journey with my tribe and the things that we've been planning and all the stuff. Like, it was just really nice to be reassured and reminded, like, you're doing it. So thank you for that very much. Appreciate it.
Of course. I felt like you was gonna be using the bathroom quite frequently after this, so release as needed, replenish, rest, and of course let me know if I can support you in any other way.
Thank you.
Okay, of course. Thank you for coming. All right. So next we have Jondalyn. Jondalyn, how are you feeling, love?
Hey, I'm good. I was getting resettled in my room because my dog wanted to have a bark fest to see how much energy she could provoke out there in the cosmos through barking. And so here I am.
Do you need a little bit more time, or are you good?
Oh, I'm good. I'm real good.
Good. What would you like to, if there's any, are there any focuses today?
My focus is today, I recently got back from the Dominican and started working with a organization out there doing healing work, not only with individuals, but also with organizations. And I got a chance to meet with, uh, I call it spiritualist, but they got so many different names. And I had a baptism, two of them actually in the ocean. And it was because they saw things that were on me, of stuff that I had never mentioned, from issues with family members who had, who basically had complaints about my lifestyle and of what they assume is a lifestyle, and then being jealous. But it had gone on for years, and I was naive. Um, and so I wanted to continue to, I've been, went through the activation of the third eye. I want to be as intuitive as possible about what's happening in my surroundings, because these are the same elders that when she pulled out this information, I couldn't believe it because I couldn't think of how anybody could be jealous of me. I'm just going to school. I'm just trying to work, build my business, and do what I can do to, in my head at one point, take care of these very same people. So I need to be on top of what spirit is trying to show me. Also, another thing that I was concerned about is my health. Every 10 years, 10 to 11 years, I get hiccups. And of course, you knew from last year, I went through my surgery with having my hysterectomy. And I had someone who said that they saw darkness there, and it was just, they couldn't see. And I was like, they said, have you had any surgery? And I said, well, yeah, I got a hysterectomy. And so they were just like, okay, so that could be it. But in the same instance, because I know there are things that I need to do futuristically, I want all of me to be on point for that. And I just need, I'm working out, I'm eating better, I'm drinking my water, minding my business, all of those things,
All the things you need.
all those things.
Yeah.
And so I just, all of that. And there is some, and not, I don't want to call anxiety, but there is some resistance with me connecting with my doctor, because I'm like, I go through that. And then the last thing is just being able to love my partner effectively and correctively without trauma. I don't want anything from it, either of our past, to settle in what we have. We're doing the best that we can, and I want to continue to grow what we have, because I'll be down there next year. So that
All
part.
right.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay. So I want you to get into a comfortable space. And what I want you to do too is just shake it out. Shake out your arms. Immediately when you was talking about what they had spotted attachment wise with the people that have judgment about you, I immediately felt it on the in the stomach on the left side, and this is almost as if their prayers against you were trying to dampen your confidence. And even now, as I'm saying that, I feel so much tension in the chest, like just heartbreak of like, why would people speak? These people are the same people that say they love you, but it's like a heartbreak in a sense there, where it's disappointment. It's also feeling so spirit is showing me where you feel some, like, because you are sensitive to the people that you care for, you feel their pains deeply. Even when it is not your own, it can sometimes feel as intense as being your own. And in that, like, it's fueling this. It's like you want to help them. You've wanted to help them. You felt like it was needed to help them, primarily because you were feeling their own inadequacies in self. You are feeling their own disappointment in themselves, their own judgment of self. And Spirit is bringing forth this light of forgiveness, not only in your heart, but as they have projected onto you, the way you have felt for them, is that forgiveness is exceeding past you and into them as well. And Spirit is also saying, like, yes, be aware of the things that people speak over you, like open your ears to it. And I'm feeling like so much sensation in the ears where your clear audience is about to bump up exponentially. And it already has. Like, your telepathy is not wrong. Stop thinking it is wrong. Like, you think something and then it comes. You think about somebody and they call. You know somebody's going to hit you up. You know when somebody's thinking of you. Those are not wrong. Those are not wrong. And I'm seeing that Spirit is opening you up to these abilities slowly. You know, this is also like where you have had, you know, firsthand what leaning into the community is like. And I'm feeling this on the left hand right here under in this Venus area. And what this means is that you have had to receive the eyes of your community first in a lot of ways in your life. And a part of you, this is going into the thumb, because internally you want to reject the eyes of your community in some way because you want to be strong on your own. And this is your season to learn with your own eyes, to see your own attachments, to see and hear what Spirit is giving to you. This is your season. You were never disconnected from that, but there were times where you were not able to see those things because you had to lean into community. You had to know what healthy community felt like. And to understand that on this journey of leaning into your abilities and your gifts and what is rightfully always have been with you, now you're going to lean into that trust of self even deeper. And you can also trust the community that has been gifted to you in this way, that has helped to open you up. But you cannot be resistant to receiving that guidance, to be receiving that help, because it's not just going to come from your spiritual mentors. It's going to come from people on the street, somebody who just sees you and says, hey, this is, you know, I'm speaking this, or hey, I see this. Like, your community comes in so many forms, and Spirit is showing you that you cannot be closed-minded about your abilities, because just as Spirit is sending you messengers of the unknown, messengers of people that you do not know, Spirit is saying that you also cannot idolize these people. The people that you have pedestaled, they need to come down. They are in the human experience. They are not greater than you in any way. Experience is one thing, but that just because someone has experience does not mean that they fully lean into their abilities still. And when you lean fully into yours, experience is nothing, because the experience is going to be gained regardless. Sometimes you have to lean into your abilities without the experience, because the experience is going to be had by doing. Everything is not going to be a practical test first. And sometimes you're not even going to notice you're having a practical before the exam, like the real exam. It's going to be in the moment. It's going to be in the moment learning, in the moment remembrance, I'll say. You already know these abilities. You already know these gifts very well. But a part of you has lost confidence in them. Lost confidence in not being able to trust what is there. We're going to go ahead and shift this doubt out of the stomach here. Move this out. I'm feeling also in the chest area on the right hand side. Going into the subconscious mind to remove ideals. removing disappointment from the heart. Being able to trust your partner is going to come from being able to trust yourself. We're going through the spine, pressure in the third eye, pulling this out here. Now it's moving into the right side of the head. This is where you overthink your intuition. You are receiving the herbal waters of life over you now from the spirits. Two of the ancestors are working on your feet now, opening up the portals of the feet. I have the hand over the gut. We're removing parasites from the guts. I'm also seeing some in the lungs here. We're going to pull that out. You're going to be able to breathe deeper. I see a valve. Oh, release. I see a valve in the heart that has a tear here, so I'm going to go ahead and mend this here. And this is also connected to sexual abuse. This is from feeling discomfort in yourself, trying to love someone through sexual abuse, or someone who had sexual abuse baggage that you were intimate with, and that had transferred over. This is connected to the heart space, so we're clearing that and then moving into the womb space. I do see some dark energy here. It's like your body is feeling lonely is not the proper word for this, but this is what it emulates. It feels like that because there is a lack thereof in what is naturally usually functioning with your body. So there are cells in your body that are grievance. Okay. So it's like a feeling of loneliness and grievance that is in the cells. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out here, bring acceptance and transmutation into your field. Spirit says, just like any change and transition in our life, we must grieve the past and know that as we look forward, we are able to honor what we once had and know that sometimes we must let things go in order to open up room and space in our life. So very similar to what is taking place with your cells, the message that is going into your cells now is acceptance of moving forward. Now you have this open space in your womb to create in a different way. Now you have to shift the way that you have created into a different path. And this is requiring acceptance in your body. Also, surgery is very traumatic to the cells. So just taking this trauma out of the cells here. Sometimes what is good for us is not comfortable. How you doing? We're gonna stretch out the spine here. Elevating the neck, stretching the neck here. We're rubbing in some of the muscles around the neck. There's a lot of tension here. Moving guilt out of the hips. There's also feelings of being inadequate intimately. I'm going to go ahead and shift this and bring forth acceptance and patience as you learn your partner, as you learn what feels good, and just moving into a slower pace of learning intimacy with someone new. Hati oe tare se ai kina. Hai oe se na mai te. Hai do es oe ai mi oe te ni. There's a lot of still lingering pressure in the right side of the chest. We're gonna pull this out. So as I'm pulling this out, what I'm hearing from spirit is stop giving people the password. And what this means is that you tell people how to love you, and it's like giving people the cheat code to do you wrong. And I'm not talking about specifically in like relationships, but this has been something of the past. And it's like where you have told people what you wanted, and what you was wanting was blatantly ignored. And that was due to them purposely in the past trying to hurt you and manipulate you through the things that you were open about, which is why you may sometimes find difficulty in opening up about the things that you want, or the things that you may need. Sometimes you tell yourself, oh, I don't need that, or I'm okay without. And it's like you're trying to rationalize the things that you feel instead of just leaning into, you know what, I can't, now I'm in a place where I'm resonating with someone who is open, who is ready to reciprocate the things that I need and not just ignore it or use it to their advantage to manipulate. So just going ahead and moving that old programming, old trauma from the mind, the thoughts, the heart. Have forgiveness for your ex. Have forgiveness. Release. Forgiveness does not mean that you do not keep the red flags in your mind. It means that you have now accepted that it is what it is, and that it is now that person's responsibility to deal with themselves. When you carry the burden of your past, you are holding on to some of the responsibility of the other person. Wiping off the shoulders here. Activating the ears. Spirit is having me breathe fire into the throat so that your inner dialogue is shifting with your changed habits. Stop thinking that it's already too late for your body. Stop thinking that age is determining the state of your body and your cells. Go ahead and pull out those old thought patterns. They're not serving you. Your body is listening to you. If you think you are old, if you think that your body is going to dissipate in age, that is what is contributing to your body not functioning in its proper glory. You could have a fully functioning body at 90 because you just think you think in your youth, you think in your capability, and you believe in yourselves. You believe in the truth, the functioning of your cells. Your energy powers those cells. So you thinking like, oh, I'm just crippling up as I age and things aren't working how they used to work, it's because of the way you think. It's not because of old age. It's different. Removing that here. Okay, we're going into the root space and we're just clearing out some of those old roots that are withering away. You still have very strong roots though. You're very grounded in your path, in your healing hands, in your nurturing, but you need to believe in your healing power a lot more. You definitely are walking the path of energy healing, not just the therapist. You're walking the path of the healer and the shaman. So you have limited yourself to this degree in some sense. Now, this degree will definitely place you in different spaces that you're meant to be in, but you are far more than just the doctor. You are the shaman that you have been looking for. Spirit is saying that you are opening up yourself to plant medicine in a different light, and you must come correct with honor and respect, but it will teach you. Some of your teachers already live within you, but you overthink their messages because you don't trust yourself. Lean into your trust. All right, they're telling me to tap out, so I'm going to go ahead and place just some protection around you. I'm going to go ahead and close my portals. I am no longer energetically available. You're going to feel some purging, energy moving through your feet, your hands, activation in your womb. I see a big shift in the way that you're thinking. And I'm also seeing you in the mirror, just communicating and affirming over yourself as you reprogram your mind to create the reality that you see for yourself. And that action is in that reprogramming, is in that addressing of your mind. Whenever you're ready, you can come back into this space with me and let me know how you're feeling.
I feel so good. I feel so affirmed. I feel so exposed. I feel so effectively vulnerable. Yeah, 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 as always. You, yeah.
It's this for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that the shift has been coming, and I don't have any idea. I do know it's been the trauma connected to the past, and it's almost as if I will perform daily a Men in Black exercise. I'm gonna put that thing up to my face, and it's like, hey, it's gone, it's over with, it's not a part of you, and you will move forward. I was just thinking as you were speaking to me about my activity has to be forwarding. It has to be on a futuristic energy, because if you sit around and you think about the past or something happens, that's where it's going to be. So this just continues to affirm what I've been feeling and confirm what has been coming up for me. And definitely along the line of being more than just, allegedly what I thought I needed to make my bread and butter. But I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, shaman. Jonathan. Where's the setup? Where's the ceremony? Because I'm coming. I'm coming over.
Yeah, listen. And look, I tell you, when I tell you stuff has been in my spirit about, the collective that I'm creating underneath Hope and Healing. And it's just about being eclectic and bringing together people who believe the various things they believe and putting it into a bowl of hope, because we all need to pull from it. So it's coming. It is coming. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, it's been an honor to share this space with you. Thank you. And let
Thank
me know.
you.
You always know that I'm here to support you as needed. So,
Of course. Thank you, love.
of course, thank you for
Mhm.
coming.
Of course.
All right. Yes, vulnerability is a superpower. Thank you for saying that as well. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Who do we have on here? Is Jamila on here? I don't see Jamila on here, but that's okay. We're gonna come back. Juanita. Juanita, are you still with us? Juanita, Juanita. No, okay. So we'll come back. Jamie. Jamie. No, we may not have Jamie either. All right, Leah. Leah. Divine. Oh, okay, wait. So Jamie is here. Oh, Jim, that's you. Okay. I got you. I got you. I'm sorry. I went right
Okay,
past your last name.
I'll wait then.
Okay, Leah, thank you for waiting for me.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if you had a different Jamie. So
Oh, I got you. How are you, love?
good. How are you?
Good, good. How are you feeling so far?
This is really nice. I like the whole thing. It's interesting, and I just know there's a reason I need to hear it all. So I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Is there any particular thing that you would like worked on today?
Well, mainly my biggest concern because of how I was raised, I feel like I have energetic tears in my aura, and I leak more energy than I should. I've had problems with energy vampires my whole life. I've got a group of people gang stalking me online now, and I'm wondering if there's any way you could help me heal that. I have been working on healing it, but if there's anything that you can see that you can do, because I feel like if I heal the leaks, it might just, it's like I feel like there's just sharks in the water with me and they smell my blood. That's just how it feels. And if I could just quit leaking energy, I know it has to do with my behavior too, but it took me a long time to even realize how damaged my aura was. So, and this is something that I've had a problem with since birth almost. So, yeah, that's pretty much my biggest concern.
Okay, I got you. So I want you to just get comfortable, allow your shoulders to rest, and take a deep breath for me. Hmm. So I do feel instantly like pressure mid lower back on the right side. And this is connected to trauma on the father's side, and also connected to how you felt as a child from the masculine perspective, and also like I'm seeing through the eyes of the masculine. So having to present a certain way, wear a mask a certain way, not being recognized for who you are, wanting to be accepted from a different from an authoritative space. And also like I feel rebellion in that as well. Like there could have been like a stage of rebellion, or even still a rebellious nature of like I I don't want anybody around because there's no love here. And I feel this sinking in the heart, and even in like so much friction into the hips and the lower back from this feeling of like just I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to what's going on. I don't want to be receptive to it. Just kind of blocking yourself off. But when there was also like a hyper fixation in the heart space of like really, even though you blocked yourself off in an authoritative space, you saw it indirectly and subconsciously through relationships. And that is where you would like melt into that space of validation. And I'm also seeing too, like, as through the spine, I'm seeing 3 different points that are connected to the family that are influencing this behavior and this internal dialogue. One of the points, as I'm pulling it out, this is an L4 code 39725. This is rape and abuse from the father 3 generations back. I'm feeling it immediately in the right side of the stomach, into the colon. This has not been let go by the family. I'm also hearing marriage for money, and that's placing a lot of pressure into the right side of the crown, and this is like dictating the approval, dictating the worth based on money, or worth based on exchange and not love. We're pulling these old thought patterns out of the heart and mind. I'm seeing a burning house and a mother holding a baby. Either this could be you, or this could be an experience that your soul has had at some point, where there was a fear of losing life. There was a fear of losing your life, a fear of losing what you have gained, and being stripped down to 0 possessions, but also just feeling insecure and instability in the root and in the home. I see this just like this house on fire, and there was a lack of community there. There was nothing. It felt like nobody was willing to hold you in that space, or like your soul experience in that space. And this caused a hyper independence, and also a feeling of just being alone. And it's like a lot of pressure in the right hand on the thumb. This is what causes you to be stubborn to receive and also give. It's like, well, nobody helped us, so like I'm not gonna help. I'm not gonna give. I'm not gonna extend. I can't extend anymore. I can't do it. And a part of you just feels so drained and so exhausted. And it's like, you can't give something you have not given to yourself. You cannot extend that help. You cannot elaborate, like expand this love in a way that is not nourishing your cup first. Like, you have to fill your cup. And it's like, I keep hearing like background noise, like, oh, well, you need to share, you need to share, you need to share. And it's like all of these thoughts and opinions of other people about what you should do with your energy and your time, your love, your resource. They have a lot to say, but Spirit is just like, remove them. Like, stop thinking about what other people have to say, or what they have told you to share, or what they think they have claim over what is actually supposed to be yours. Go ahead and remove that, because that is their own lack. They are seeking from you because they do not recognize their own power. I'm also removing this fog from the solar plexus that's going to help you to be more confident, to access your personal power. And I'm seeing, like, as I'm looking into the auric field, what it looks like is like this shadow. It seems very foggy, and I see some greens on the right side. I see red spots up above and on the left. And I also see like this hanging figure over you, like just keeping you in these old thought patterns, these old programs. I'm going to go ahead and release this. This almost looks like a slug attached to you. This is a mother's codependence. Your mother's codependence. There, that goes right back into the left hand on the thumb, and in the Venus era. I'm gonna reinforce the auric field, and I'm seeing 3 layers, so I'm gonna go into each layer. Okay, where you feel like all of your energy is leaking out is because you have a lack of control of your energy in general. And this, what is going to help you with this is proper boundaries. Cleansing, protection, proper boundaries. The repair of the auric field is going to help you, but that's not the only thing that is causing you to feel so exhausted and for people to want to leech off of you. Like, it's not just the auric field. A lot of that has to do with you needing to be able to, number one, stop telling your business. Stop telling people what's going on with you, what's going on with other people. Don't engage in negative conversation with people. This could even be something from the past and not something so recent, but just that engagement alone, even just listening to things that aren't resonating with you, you need to cut it off immediately. Let it go. Like, just tell them, hey, I don't want to hear that conversation. I don't want to listen to that talk. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to partake in talking about that. I'm not going to partake in that conversation. It doesn't have to be so hard. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So just because you set a boundary does not mean that you're being mean or rude to people. Okay, repairing the 3rd layer here and just reinforcing strength in this. So what I'm seeing in your 1st layer is your defense, your emotional state in this auric field. And this is why it feels leaky, is because your emotions are up and down, up and down, up and down. And what you need is to actually sit with your emotions and to release them and deal with them as they come instead of burying them. Your 2nd layer has a lot to do with your healing abilities and your ability to create, your ability to shift energy. I see you being a weaver. A weaver is someone who can literally, like, see the grid lines, see the way energy flows and moves in a space, but you have to train your mind and your eye to be able to witness this. And you may have seen it prior to, but you just didn't recognize that's what it is. Once you see it, you can start manipulating it. You can start moving it to your advantage, as long as it's not doing harm to anyone else, right? Like, being still very conscientious of your abilities and your capabilities. As long as they're not harmful to you or anyone else, you can create whatever life you want to create. You can do whatever you want to do. That it's going to create whatever you want. Your 3rd layer is this layer of protection, and also like ethereal magic, ethereal, like very angelic energy is in this space. And this feels like your guides and your protectors. I don't say angelic very often because I don't see them on everybody. But what I do see is that some of the people, especially like Christian-based ancestors, they have come into that space for you. And that's going to be something that you'll be able to communicate more with. And just like your connection to the angelic realm is a little bit different than other people that I've seen. So that 3rd layer of auric field is connected to that. As you meditate and move forward with this, you'll be able to pinpoint them further, and each one will unlock different things for you. As far as this internet, like people that are flocking to you, your protection, it just has to be on an everyday basis, and just being very conscientious of your own energy. Call your energy to you. See your energy coming back into your body. Say, I am now calling all of my power back to me. And like, see that power, everybody that you've spoken to, just see what you have given to them coming back into your body. After an exchange is done, it's done. They've already received what they need to receive from you. You can call your power back to you and bring it back into your body. Spirit is just saying that you just need better hygiene. You need better spiritual hygiene on an everyday basis. And the anxiety you feel is from not being in meditation long enough to trust what is coming to you and what is being shown to you. The anxiety is coming from fear. That is not spirit. Spirit does not operate in fear. Your highest self is going to operate and connect with you in a place of surety. And that voice is going to feel very grounded. It's going to feel very nurturing. It may feel stern sometimes, but it's never going to come from a place of fear. That is your ego. That is something that you've been taught, and that's something that spirit is reprogramming through you, is removing from you at this time. Whenever you feel that fear, sit and breathe. Breathe deeply into your belly. Go back into addressing that fear. Why do I have this fear? I see an encounter between you and some other entity or spirit when you were younger. And it was almost like a trickster. Like, you thought that this energy was good, and then it scared you, and it, like, you went back and forth in this space of like, I don't want anything to do with that. And then there's also like people that didn't believe you when you said you had these experiences, or they just said that you were making it up. So in your mind, you labeled it as, well, it's not real. But these encounters were very real, especially things that were shown to you in your dreams early on. And during that time, that placed a level of fear with your connectivity in self and in spirit, and that stopped you from trusting self. We're going to go ahead and pull this out. And I just see the ground coming up and wrapping you in a healing cocoon, saying that you can rest now. You can rest. You can allow your body to just be at ease. You can relax your hands. You can relax your feet. Just soften your body. Allow yourself to be at rest. You have worked very hard for a long time. And a lot of your working and conflict has been mental. And now you can just allow yourself to be here in the moment, right now. This will start dissolving, almost like popping your fear bubbles, just popping. They're no longer here. They're no longer present. They don't live with you anymore. Tell yourself as you see them, as you address your fear, you don't live with me anymore. You are not of me. You are outside of me. And whatever is outside of you cannot dictate your peace. Only you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and open up the feet, activate the feet. That way the purging can release through the feet. All right, I'm going to place protection around you. You may feel purging over the next several days. And I see a mindset shift in 13 days. So you may be dealing with different mind things coming to surface, different mental battles surfacing for you to deal with and implement that breathing, implement that being present. And then when the 13 days hits, you're going to feel a shift. All right, I'm now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. I am now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. All right, you can slowly come back into this space, and thank you for allowing me to be present with you.
Oh, thank you so much. That was way more intense than I expected, but I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
How are you feeling?
A lot lighter. Like somewhere when you were working on my auric field, I just felt like this weight come off of me. Like it was like a decompression almost. And when you said you were opening my feet to release them, more so on my left side, but in both my feet, I could feel something just rushing out.
Good.
So yeah, I mean, it was all subtle, but some parts were not so subtle.
Yeah,
So it was interesting.
that's okay. Yeah, it's different for everybody, but be present. You're going to feel releasing over the next several days. So get you plenty of rest, water, let yourself get grounded in nature if you can. And that will really help to integrate a lot of the things that took place in our session too.
Okay, thank you so much again, Zane. I appreciate you.
Of course, it was an honor. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all are drinking your water. We're going to have a little water intermission. How is everybody feeling in the audience? How are y'all feeling? Are things resonating with y'all, even if it may not be your particular session? That's very common in these sessions, especially to those that are witnessing. You may feel movement in your body during someone else's session. Totally normal. We are all interconnected in this web in our community. And so your healing is my healing is your healing, my success is your success. That's how it works. And it's just truly miraculous. Yes, Nebula, so grateful. Thank y'all for coming, and thank you for like bringing your family on. That was beautiful. All right, let me see. Leah, we're gonna go to you, and then Juanita, I got you next because I had called your name when you left. So let's go to Leah and then Juanita. Leah.
Peace divine.
Peace, how are you feeling?
I feel struggling with life, so I could use everything, like Purple Cosmos said.
Just give me the full body workout.
Yeah. Definitely, I know mental problems, like with this transition in life. And I'm having difficulty resting, so I know my adrenals probably need working. And liver, gut, as well as my ankles. I'm actually having trouble with those physically, but I know you're going to find some mental problems like we always do.
Just love the premise.
It is what it is.
We're gonna find the mental problems. Yes, we are.
Just letting you know.
I got you. Thank you for letting me know. All right.
Thank you so much.
I want you to take a deep breath. You know, you know what, Leah? I feel so playful right now with you. And just as I'm like tapping on this heart space, like spirit is like, my child, you just forget to play. You just like you get so wrapped up in all of
I
this
know.
worldly mess. Where is your play? Where is your childlike nature that never left you? Right? Like it never left you. But now you have to really immerse yourself in play in these times of transitioning. You have to laugh more. You have to allow like big belly laugh, like just like cackle like you are cackling to the moon at the funniest joke you have ever heard in your life. Like just feel it whelp up inside of you and then just cry it out. Cry it out. Because I feel like that laughing and that crying, they're coming simultaneously with you. It's that release that you need. Your inner child is just talking to me like, I want to color, I want to dance, I want to sing, I want to play. I don't want to worry about bills. I don't want to worry about what people think. I just want to do it. And it's like pouty, like, oh. And this version of you needs you to nurture it now. And just, if you need a pout moment about how crazy this matrix is, pout it out if you need to. Just be like, I'm sick of this. If that's what you need to do it. But like, you're not gonna live there forever, right? Like you're not gonna live in this pouting motion. You're gonna go from that you're gonna say, all right, inner child, all right, we've pouted it out. We've thought that this is silly. And now it's time for us to just run with our feet off in the grass and just twirl around and laugh and laugh and laugh and then fall to the ground and look at the sky and be like, oh, it's a dinosaur cloud. Like every part of you is needing that play. And you need a little bit of it every single day. Spirit is saying you need it every day. Do not underestimate the power of play, because play is the gateway to your creativity. It's the gateway to you trusting your intuition. It's the gateway to you not taking life so serious. Your worries are about to just roll off your back, right? Roll off your shoulders. The things you have been stressed about, they are being removed from you through play. They're asking you like, just stomp your feet and laugh and just be at this place of joy, because you are the joy. The joy has never left you because you are the joy. So that means that you need to breathe, take a step back, stop looking so narrow-mindedly at your situation. You are getting ready to move in a position that it's going to be uncomfortable. Spirit is saying it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel like you're going to be like, man, this sucks. But it's really about how you handle it. It's not about what's going on. So you can say, yeah, this sucks, but I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to, instead of just dwelling on this discomfort that I feel, I'm going to like sit in the discomfort and I'm going to make friends with it. I'm going to make friends with the things that are uncomfortable to me because I want to understand why it's uncomfortable. I feel so much tension in this liver. That's anger. You're mad at yourself. You're mad at the decisions you've been making lately. You're mad at the frustrations that you've been holding lately because you know it doesn't serve you. But you need to forgive yourself for reverting back to old things. And you need to say, Leah, I love you anyway. I know you felt fear. I know you were scared, but fear doesn't run you. We're just going to go ahead and pull that fear on out. Oh, I feel so much tension on this side of my hand, on the right hand, going into the communication finger, your pinky finger, the communication finger. You need to express and speak your vision over your life with certainty. Don't say, I hope that this changes for me. Hope is dead. Hope is not living here right now. You need to say, everything is working in my favor in the most miraculous ways. You need to wake up and say, woo, another miracle is happening right now by my hands. Like, yes, everything is working in my favor. Everything has already laid out. You need to keep your mind in the creation of the life that you have seen for yourself. So your channeling, your sacred ceremony, I see you talking to animals. I'm seeing the monkey spirit coming forward. Monkeys are so playful. Okay, the monkey spirit is coming forward saying, play with me. Monkeys are also cunning. They're smart. They know how to survive in any space. And you know what? They know how to use their strengths. They know how to climb the trees, right? You are meant to be in the air. Some of the things that you are trying to ground and hold on for dear life, materially, that is not of the monkey. The monkey does not give a damn about none of that, because the monkey knows that they're going to thrive regardless. The monkey says, we're going to thrive regardless. I see you talking to the animals, the birds, the bees, the squirrels, like just being so immersed in nature. That's where you need to be. Because as you are integrating these downloads, there was a period of time. So Spirit is showing me that there was a period of time where the downloads were so intense for you, mind, body, and spirit, that you almost felt regret for opening up on a spiritual level, because it was so impactful. It was so much for you. It was difficult for you to sleep, for you to properly feel rested. You didn't feel grounded in that space. So you started doing physical, human type things in this matrix to kind of get you back into that grounded space, because being with your full abilities was a lot for you in that moment. Spirit is saying, no more. You need to stop being afraid and start utilizing the techniques that are being brought to you this go around, because you're about to be back immersed in your abilities. You're about to be back immersed in that open space. But this time you have the knowledge and the technique on how to open and close those abilities at will. You already know how to do that. You just need to practice it. You just need to practice it. We're going to go ahead and move out some of this mental stagnation, because you don't even believe that you have the tools ready. You don't really, you know it, but you don't really believe it, right? Like, you're not confident in using the tools because you're like, well, I've never used a hammer before. And Spirit was like, did I ask you? Did I ask you what you have used before? Because we're about to show you how to use it. You're about to put it in work. You're about to put it in practice. Practice is your friend. Practice is your friend. We're clearing out that third eye. You have a block on your right ear. We're going to pull that out. Now I'm going into the liver. I'm going to pull this self-doubt, this anger, this frustration out of the liver. And that's also opening up the heart space on the left side. It's painful right here. This is forgiveness of self. This is your dissatisfaction with self. This is your fear of being left alone in your gifts and your abilities. I'm also placing trust in you, activating that trust in you, to trust and believe in your power to hold sacred ceremony, because it is in you. It lives in you. And that is what will bring you so much more joy and fulfillment in your everyday life. I see you playing these drums. See it like bongo drums. Like you're at it, you're in it. You're in the music. People are dancing around you. They are feeling free. It is almost like being naked. I see you having this fire pit in front of you, and you are talking and allowing Spirit to move through you. Koyanda yeso ay yum yai ti ay si ay wai ke. Kayendu ay fa yum yai sumo. Huamunai ni ay ti hamuna soyamu. You need to believe in the healing that lives in your hands, in your presence, by just you breathing. Your breath is healing. Your breath is power. It is bringing you in truth. Allow it to guide you. You feel so at odds with yourself and your life right now because you have chosen to look the other way. You have chosen to look the other way. Now you must face it. I know you don't really want to neglect you. I know you don't want to neglect who you are at your core, because I feel this longing that lives in you. I have chills everywhere. Just, man, your spirit is this golden ray right now. And I just see your spirit placing your hand over you and through you, merging into you right now. As this ceremony is going on, you are healing the land. You are healing the spirits of the land. You are not only helping the physical, but you are helping the realm to elevate. It's something that you can't physically see right now, but you will physically see it as the energy transpires through the physical realm. You are meant to hold space. Not because it is a job, but because it feels good to you. Because it feels natural to you. I see you taking some herbs and just like rubbing it on the skin. Rubbing it on the skin, getting into herbology. Spirit says you need discipline for your lack of motivation. Those things need to merge. And you're going to have to trust what comes to you, because the things that come to you are not going to be found on Google. They're not going to be found in some book. They're not going to be found in the likeness of anyone else's experience. We're clearing out the lungs and strengthening the breath. Your mouth, your breath, and your teeth are all like, even your saliva, it's like intricately connected to your healing power. And Spirit says that that will unfold and open for you later. Clearing mucus out of the lungs. Now we're opening up the feet. There's pressure on the left side of the neck going into the ear. We're gonna go ahead and clear this. Well, yeah, nè. Hindi siya yung wala ikiyama yun niya. Okay. That is all that your spirit wants me to focus on for now. I'm just doing a sweep through the spine and sending energy into the adrenals and up through the nervous system, shooting that into the brain, correcting the hormones, stabilizing the level of dopamine. All right. I am now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. I'm now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. All right, Leo, whenever you are ready, you can come back into the space. How are you feeling?
Good. That was so powerful. I laughed, I cried. I did light language and burped all throughout. And everything that you channeled was totally on point.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, I appreciate you so much. I love you so.
I love you too. I appreciate being able to hold space with you. Thank you for coming.
Thank
And
you.
you already know that you can hit me up anytime, and I'm here happy to support you.
Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Of course. All right. So that is Leah. Juanita, are you here with us?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Sorry about that. My service was going in and out coming home from work, and so I didn't even hear when you called my name. So,
It's all good.
and my electronics have been acting stupid today, like not working properly. But
Well, hey, I'm pretty sure we're on divine timing right now, so it is all good. Is there anything in particular you would like for us to work on today?
honestly, I did have something in mind I wanted you to work on, but after watching everything that I've seen, I'm just gonna tell you to do whatever you feel led to work on.
Understood.
And just let, yeah, whatever you feel led to.
I got you. I got you. All right. I want you to get into your most comfortable position and just take some deep breaths, allowing your body to relax, being at ease. Mm. Hey, way in your mind, yes, cayendo de tu recitation, where you came with it. Thầy qua thì anh duy sẽ liệu anh biểu quay kia dây sẽ bia đi anh hiểu hiểu ra mà là không do it is I do one way mà. So I'm seeing your skin almost as if you're shedding your skin, like your skin was shriveling up and just like being removed, and renewal coming over your body, over the outer layers of yourself, your organs. Spirit is saying that the tissues in your body need strengthening, so we're going to go ahead and bring in some added healing into those cells, especially your digestive organs and even around your heart. So we're going to go ahead and move into this weakening of the cells in your tissues is primarily from not just like what you have ate, but if you used to be like heavy into drinking or like substances, like this is just your body has had to also not just like fight the substance or the chemical itself, but I see an energetic issue with that, like attachments that have made its way into your space, which is why we use that bell just to clear out the energies and attachments around you in your space. Your house needs a deep cleanse, energetically, using your hands, use your voice. Like, you don't always need a tool, because you are the tool. When you walk around and you say, I am clearing this energy out, anything that's not in my highest good must be removed at this very moment. It has no other option but to elevate the frequency in which you live, because you are the walking tool. So just reinforcing that confidence. We're going into the spine here. I see fear of being in your confidence, a jealous mother. It's almost like you had things that either your mother or her mother had wanted at some point, and so there was a jealousy or a disconnect, also almost like a ruling over your life, where you at the beginning stages was not making choices for yourself at that point, or being even if it wasn't said, it was like the energy had penetrated your ways of thinking, so that you were actually of servitude to other people and not yourself. We're clearing out the arms here. This is the right arm. I feel a lot of tension in the back where the shoulder blade is in this right arm. This is other people's opinions, thoughts, expectations. We're removing those. And it almost feels like this shoulder was out of place, or there was so much pressure on this shoulder that it wasn't connected properly. So we're just pushing that back into where it needs. You may feel a pop there. Clearing out the hand on the left side, pulling this out. Now we're going into the heart space. Spirit says that you have trusted those with harmful intentions because you wanted to believe that your love could change them, when solely the change was up to them and not you. So you have assumed responsibility of change of others, and when then they did not change, you blamed yourself instead of giving back the responsibility of their actions to that person. I'm disconnecting a cord from the heart that's connected to someone. This looks like a masculine figure. Opening up the heart space to be open to receive. And we're going to go ahead and clear out the right ear. This is your discernment ear. You need to be able to listen when Spirit says, stop talking to these people. Stop trying to get your point across when comprehension is not something that they care to have. You're trying to scream your pain to people who do not care, when really you need to console yourself and lean into the community that is willing to hold you in these moments. We're removing tension from the head, headaches, pressure headaches. Also going into the back of the head, removing all subconscious thoughts related to your beauty standards not feeling good enough. Who say again, you know? We're rewiring the brain to be more in tune with the intuitive cues in your body, to pay attention. It's the intuitive cues in the body. We're going down into the nervous system through the spine. Now we're going into the womb space, removing parasites from the womb space. Time the to say it.
uh, uh,
This is from distrust. There's distrust in the womb, not being able to trust or feel safe with the partner. Validation, seeking validation from a partner. A partner with many partners other than your own. We're removing a cord to this person. This feels very old. It's like shriveling up. Release. I'm placing fire into the gut. Now this fire is going to purify and move through the body and heal the tissues and the cells that have been decompressed, bringing life back into those cells. Pulling energy out of the left ear. Tapping on the third eye, clearing the third eye. The pinky on the right hand, this is the Mercury finger. This is talking about needing to communicate with yourself in the most loving way. As I'm saying that, I'm feeling so much pressure in the stomach. Once again, this is affecting your confidence directly. This is affecting your pancreas, your ability to soak up nutrients in your body. It is not happening as clearly and as easily because of the way that you are communicating with self and with others. You need to be in truth. You need to speak truth to yourself and others. Spirit saying you need to be honest about really what you want for your lifestyle shifts. What is good for your spirit? What is good for your body? This is not always based around limitation. This is not always in removing a bunch of things. Sometimes it's, what do you need to add? Do you need to add herbs? Do you need to add certain types of food? I'm seeing cilantro. I'm seeing adding cilantro into your everyday right now. I'm hearing like it holds an enzyme that is going to help you. Cannabis is coming forward. I'm feeling a ringing and pressure and itching in this right ear. If you've been leaning into addiction, go ahead and remove that. Or learn moderation in that, but also cannabis needs to be brought into your life for a medicinal connection. Okay. Spirit has me placing my hand on the heart, and I'm also opening up the hips, removing shame, removing disease, allowing the bones to regenerate through the body. And then we're pushing through the feet to purge. Release. Placing protection around you. Opening up mental clarity. Removing brain fog. And clearing the eyes. I'm hearing cataracts. That could be something that may have been developing. We're gonna go ahead and remove this and do an eye correction. Ooh, lots of pressure in the arch on the left foot. So we're gonna keep pushing down that left foot. Okay. And that is all Spirit wants me to touch today. All right, I am now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. I am now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. I thank you for allowing me to be present with you today. How are you feeling?
I don't even know what to say at the moment.
Okay.
That was incredible. I really don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say right now.
That's okay. That's all right. Let it process, let it marinate. And of course, you know how to reach me, if you want to talk about it later or just, wait to let things simmer down, but definitely get you some water and some rest in the meantime.
I definitely will want to talk about it later, but right now I'm a little too emotional to say too much right now. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. What? We've almost went through this list. Oh, yes. I love what Nebula said. She's on here as Radiant Abby. She says cilantro also helps to remove toxic metals from the body. Yeah, and chemicals, it does. Leah said that's how I feel every time Speechless. Y'all so sweet. Leah said I also wanted to share, Zane, that I've already been talking to the animals like Snow White, so I love that part of my session. Again, thank you, Big. Oh, I love you. I love y'all so much. Let's see. I want to make sure that I got to everybody who is here, and I did. Wow. Look at us, y'all. We didn't go for 4 hours. Y'all, every time I do these events, they last like 4 hours, and I don't mind because like the time is so non-existent in this space. Like it's already been almost 3 hours, and it doesn't even feel that way. But yeah, I didn't do yours.
No.
What? I guess
But it's
because
okay. I've been patiently waiting, and I know that I was last because there was so much I needed to take from every session.
you literally were last on my list, but I was like, I literally thought I already did yours.
No, it's good. It's good. Let me get up.
I am so sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's all good. Okay. So,
Maybe it's time for an intermission or something.
let's grab some water. But still, even with yours, we're just gonna be at 3 hours. Like that's miraculous.
Yeah, last year was a lot different, but I've seen so much improvements since last year too.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to cap it because if I was last year, I think we allowed like 12 or 13 people or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. I can't do that no more.
Yeah, I remember last time you were like, yeah, I gotta stop.
I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. But yeah, it really is miraculous. But anywho, how have you been feeling throughout all these sessions?
I've been feeling it. I've been taking a lot from all of it. I've been learning a lot. I've been burping. I've been crying. And it's funny when you were doing Isaac's session and my mom's session was very interesting. Because I'm just so connected. But with Isaac's, you were saying he might have come in contact with HPV, and not too long ago, I came to you for your HPV sound healing because when I was younger, I was like 11. I had gone to the doctors because my periods were very irregular and I was just overthinking it at the time. And I didn't know that the doctors were going to do this to me, but they ended up giving me like a full round of vaccines of HPV. And I have been suffering since. So, yeah, that's that. And I wanted to bring up how I have this strong stagnant since then in my like collarbone, and it's moving up my neck. And Tia actually did a reading for me a while back. I don't know if she remembers or not, but she was saying how this is in my heart chakra and it's in my throat chakra as well, and it's like forming bigger, and it's causing illness, and I don't even know energetically the root of it, and I've been trying to figure it out for a while. So that's that too. But other than that, for whatever you feel called to bring up to the surface for me, I am open and I am excited.
Yes. Okay. Man, I love Tia. I just saw that she was, I mean, that they were in here. So I was like,
Yeah.
um, but okay, Divine, let's go. I want you to just get comfortable, let your shoulders drop. Deep breaths. And what the motion that spirit is showing me is to rock your pelvis back and forth. Just the lower part of your body with your hips. And in this motion, you're going to do it daily for about 15 minutes. And what this is going to do is this is going to start unlocking the hips and the tension in your hips. This tension in your hips is from guilt. In a past soul experience, you did not birth your child in the conditions that I'm hearing, like you were thinking to yourself, like, I didn't birth properly, like, and you were taking this fault, this blame, and really it was an environmental issue. And your baby did not make it at that time. And you had all of this built up energy in your hips. And this also goes right into this big release on that. This goes right into the womb, but I also feel this too in the upper rib cage area on the right side. And this is connected also to a pattern in your father's side of the family. So not only is this connected with chemical imbalances as well as environmental issues that you have dealt with in a previous soul experience, but that also led into your father's lineage. And so there is even like, I'm seeing where there may have been what people would call like special needs or not like fully like the chemicals in the environment and like the lineage is like carrying this. And not saying that everyone is showcasing physically what people would call special needs, but just like an imbalance in the brain, as well as like I'm hearing ADHD, what people would diagnose as that. And then also, so Spirit is also saying that there is also a version of this that is from spiritual imbalance. And then there's also a version of this that is just needing to be healed from the chemical exposure and the environmental exposure, especially in the water. You in particular are neurodivergent from a spiritual aspect. And the healing that you have done, the things that can be through chemical exposure and environmental exposure can be healed. The spiritual aspect of it is not something that needs to be healed, but something that needs to be embraced. So it's not something that needs to be fixed. It's something that needs to be understood. Understood, something that you wrap your mind around, and then you start working with your pattern to be more embracing of what is natural to you, instead of trying to make your brain like be wired towards what other people believe or what the natural, other people's natural cycle is. You naturally, I'm hearing that you naturally run on a 28-day cycle, and every 28 days you shift. You may or may not have recognized this, and this often comes with almost like, it feels like a moon phase shift, but it's not correlated to the moon. But I feel like me seeing that, it's like a correlation to the emotional shift that takes place. With the moon being the emotional aspect of it, it feels like every 28 days, this shift is occurring where you're having to recycle and reprogram. And it's like I'm seeing this upload go into the back of your head and through your spine. And these are spinal upgrades. So what you do during that 28-day period is almost as if like what people say, oh, it takes 30 days to form a habit. No, like you're in 28-day cycles. So what you're doing for 28 days is what is being programmed into the spine, is being programmed into the DNA. I'm also seeing a contract. This is your soul's contract. This is something that you had agreed upon, because you're going to write a book about these 28-day cycles. You're going to write, it's like you're doing a study. I'm seeing you doing a study, and what this study is going to do is going to help neurodivergent people. And you're going to work on the spiritual spectrum of what people classify as special needs or neurodivergence, or even healing from both aspects of the environmental chemical imbalances, as well as the spiritual imbalance that takes place in the way the brain works and the body shifts. This is something that is going to feel very particular to you, but you will be renowned in this. This is going to be something that is specific to you in a way that it may not make sense to other people. It may not, you may even have a hard time explaining it at first. And I'm feeling so much tension in the jaw and into the teeth. And these teeth in particular are also going back into your sacral. It's going back into your sacral. So this is your space of creation. And you're going to notice that as you are speaking your truth and you are actively affirming that you're pursuing this full force with full confidence, full trust that this is what you're supposed to be doing, and you're leaning into it, it's going to activate and resonate with your sacral. It's going to start unblocking your sacral. It's going to start unleashing your creativity, your creative process. You're going to be writing guides. Like the writing aspect is very important to you. Even my right hand is on fire, like tingling. This is where your healing energy is moving into the things that you write. When people read it, it's sending healing into their body. That is the transference that you hold. Spirit is saying you are the transference. You are the transference. You are the transfer. And so oftentimes when you get into spaces, you are the conduit for transferring energy, which is why you feel energy come in and come out, come in and come out, come in and come out.
Yeah.
And now you have to ground yourself, be aware of what's coming in and out, and know that you have the power to open and close those gates of what can come in and out. But the transference is a gift. And if you practice it and you use it, it will be something, it's very specific to your type of healing. It's very specific to the things that you're also, this transference, you witnessing that transference that naturally happens between you is what's going to help you write. And the things you write are healing when people read it. You need to release your poetry. You need to release your music. You're not releasing your music to be famous. You're releasing it because it's going to heal. Whether it's one person or 50 million trillion people on earth, it doesn't matter. Whether it's to you or just for nature to hear. When you sing, when you write, when you create, when you hum, it is healing. And it's the transference that lives in you that makes that possible, because that's you. Spirit is having me move into this heart space. And okay, so the heart and the throat issue is also linked to your solar plexus. This is correlated to being talked down to, correlated to not feeling worthy, not feeling accepted in your abilities and your gifts and your knowledge. Also, like hearing like, oh, you're crazy, that's crazy. Like, and a part of you has believed that whenever you speak about certain things, because when you were first immersed in your transformations, it was, you were laying it on thick, you were laying it on heavy, and it was hard for people to process what you were saying. So it was like a part of you has blocked this throat from being able to speak from your heart, and it comes from that lack of confidence. Now you have to lean back into your trust and learn to deliver the message in a way that people can understand it. Now you're meeting people with the message where they are, and not trying to force your projected message in a way that where you're at.
Right.
It's not about where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So this, you can't, you have to let your message come out though. You are the vessel, right? Like spirit is going to talk through you, but you don't have to, like, at first you were pairing all of these emotions, all of these things that you are feeling in the midst of transitioning into your awareness, and you were laying it on so thick, everybody was basically feeling all of that with your message. Now you're able to process what you feel outside of the message because you've practiced. So now you can trust to deliver your message without the heaviness of the transitioning that you felt. You're only able to do that in practice. So you weren't going to come out the gate being a messenger that is not delivering them. It's kind of like delivering a message, but there's muddy water. Like you're like, I can't hear anything you got going on because my feet are in the mud. Like that's how people were perceiving it at first. But now you are at a different place to be able to deliver the message, and the water is clear. They're like, oh, they don't even recognize the water is down because it's just a puddle. It's clarity. It's evaporating. The sun is coming out. The message is bringing the sun. It's changing scenery. So now you're not bringing the heaviness of your emotions and your experience to the message. And spirit needed the message to be clear. So when you allow yourself to speak from those channeled messages that you're getting, because you've still been getting the downloads. You just ain't been talking about it as freely. And I feel like the jaw locking up, like spirit is like, I ain't asked you to shut up. I ain't asked you to be quiet. I asked you to just simmer for a second and like deal with yourself. And then when it's time, like communicate what you need to communicate with clarity from a place of surety, and just allowing it to be what it is. Not trying to control how people are going to accept the message. That's not your business. I'm going to go ahead and shift some of the energy here from all three spaces. You may feel some movement here. You are worthy. Your messages are clear. They are divinely orchestrated. You do not have to make the message fit. It's almost like this energy has little webs connected to these three spaces. And I'm just pulling them off. They can't live here anymore. And you don't have to feel guilty about being quiet with your downloads and your messages. It's okay. Everybody needs a break. Everybody needs to process it. Spirit said, just don't ignore me anymore. Don't ignore me when I ask you to talk to the stranger, to tell them what's going on. Some of that also, that tension comes from you being the transference. So when you deliver a message, you also feel what the other person feels. And that's what makes your messages difficult to deliver sometimes. So there needs to be a detachment. Like that's when you need to close the door and say, I'm only giving this message. I'm not here to receive how you're going to take it. I'm not here to receive the emotions that you feel. I can still perceive what you're feeling, but not take it on. So there's a difference. You're not here to take on what they feel. You're here to observe it and provide support as needed. Let spirit work through you in that way. There's some tension in the right side of the crown. I'm going to go ahead and move this out. I'm seeing iron being low. More kale, more dates. Okra. Kiwis for citrus. We're removing some of the parasites out of the gut. You're probably going to have some pretty intense bowel movements for the next few days. Just allow them to flow. Keep your knees up. I'm going to solidify purification in the body through fire. All right, I'm now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. I am now closing my portals. I am no longer energetically available. Thank you for allowing me to hold sacred space with you. How are you feeling?
I'm sweating a lot.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pain in my neck now. I don't know if that's probably just movement now, I'm assuming, and my body trying to catch up to it.
Yeah.
And in my head, I can see clear now. And when you were like first starting it was almost like I did ayahuasca again. So yeah. But yeah, so that's you're getting very powerful, Zane.
And I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Of course, and I'm here to support you. As always, feel free to contact me if you need to soundboard some of the purging or things that are going on. I'm happy to assist.
Thank you.
All right. I love you. Thank you.
You.
All right. Leah said, facts, the power is palpable. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. All right. So the people that aren't here, they were on the list. It was only like one or two. So I'm gonna contact.
My mom doesn't know that this is going to direct message straight to me, but she's saying, I'm walking my dog and I can't believe how clear my vision has gotten. I feel like I'm seeing like a child again.
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. I love that. Thank y'all. And here Luna comes. She like, yep, it's over. It's done. Everything is healed. Everything is alive. Everything is good. Ain't that right, baby? But I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and close this event out. Thank y'all for being present with me. Thank you for allowing me to hold sacred space with you all. For everybody who attended, I will have the replay up so that you guys can come back and revisit y'all sessions. You can send it to your friends. The healing is contagious, y'all. The healing is contagious. So I love you. The divine loves you. I'm sharing so much peace, love, and ease over you. And I do have sessions available, openings available for the 21st, not this Friday, but the next Friday after. And I'm happy to hold space with y'all one-on-one if desired. I have a lot of other different types of sessions though. So if y'all, maybe you're like, okay, I've had what I needed with the ancestral energy healing. Maybe I want to try something else. Hit me up. Let's see how I can assist. And I'm happy to give suggestions and just be present and allow spirit to navigate what we need to do. So I love y'all. The divine loves y'all. Please let me know how y'all are feeling afterwards. And I will see y'all soon. Good night, y'all.